as tall. Spencer Lane, Tri-Valley Y. So the proposal is pretty simple. Abolish speed limits on federal interstates. Now before I begin, take a look at the other proposals on the docket. Mine is one of the very few, that gives you freedom. Freedom! I'll say it again because for most of you it's an alien concept. The idea that the government can't tell you what to do. Now, I'll get into the details. My proposal will abolish speed limits on federal interstates. Federal interstates only. So you're not going to have people driving 70 down residential streets and hitting dogs and women and children. Not that women and children are dogs. But more importantly, even though the states are in charge of setting the speed limits and maintaining federal interstates, Congress gives them money to maintain the federal interstates. So if Congress says that we won't pay for your federal interstate anymore, then if they don't abolish their speed limits, then they're going to suffer. Now, the reasons why I want to do this are fairly simple. One, the 65-mile-per-hour speed limit is a relic from the late 1970s, when cars were big, fat, slow, unsafe, and inefficient. Today, I'm sure we all know that cars are incredibly safe, they are incredibly efficient, and more importantly, they are fast. I mean, even the humble Toyota Prius, which I'm sure many of you drive or have seen around California, has a top speed of 99 miles an hour. So even though you won't be driving flat out most of the time, you could do 80, 95 if you wanted to. Now, my proposal won't have people going 90 through downtown Los Angeles or the interstates going around it, because speed limitless lanes will be in the left lanes only. The rightmost lanes will still be restricted to 65 miles an hour because that's where trucks and other things must go. And if you don't get an ancillary to your license, you have to take an extra high-speed driving course to get this ancillary, which will then give you a placard which you can put on your car, so the police know who can drive in the speed limitless lanes. The other reason why I want to pass this is because police use interstates as a cash register. They capriciously and arbitrarily enforce the law so that they can ticket anyone driving down an interstate at the normal speed of 75 or 80 or 85, even though they pose no threat to public safety. To me, this is wrong. It was something that America was founded on, that police shouldn't have the power to just hand out punishments at will, especially not so they can simply fund their local governments. And with that, I would like to yield to questions.
Seeing that the speaker has yielded his time to questions, are there questions on the floor? Commissioner Harmat, Swift, Huang, Bonten, no?
Matthew Harmat, SPPY. Is the speaker aware that this was tried before in another state a matter of years ago and it resulted in an exponential amount of fatal car accidents and was repealed 2 years later?
Darwin at work.
Does the speaker yield to a two-part question?
Decorum.
Yes.
Has the speaker ever driven over 80 miles per hour?
Oh, needless to say, of course.
Then does the speaker understand that a slight turn may cause a fatal accident?
Well, there are not a lot of turns or curves on a federal interstate.
Hayden Swift, Estancia Y&G. Does the author agree that at higher speeds, crashes will be more catastrophic and more frequent?
Yeah, so that's why you should be a little more careful. Admittedly, initially, there might be an extra amount of crashes, but as people learn to appreciate the dangers of speed, they will learn to drive more carefully. And those that don't will be...
I'm sorry, but the speaker's time has elapsed. The floor is now open to 3 minutes of questions. Are there any questions?